In academic year 2022 to 23, only 73% of teaching events were roomed at the outset. Despite the opening of the GMS Learning Hub, external space had to be hired to address rooming issues, and this was at a considerable cost to the university. Up to 25,000 change requests were received for the 60,000 events held in CMIS. This led to a particularly difficult timetabling and room allocation period.
I'll just walk through the various different aspects of the challenge. So the first one I think is very plain to colleagues and to students across the university, and that's the amount of frustration with the current system, the amount of time that's devoted to building a timetable that has to be changed again, the lack of fit between classes and rooms, and the fact that we've also had to go out of the university to get external venues to teach in. And this is not a new problem. We actually faced the same challenges pre-COVID. Fundamentally, the whole issue is around the way that we timetable. Now, that's what you see, but there are other issues as well that we need to think carefully about. So, for example, because of the way we timetable, we actually utilise a relatively poor proportion of our teaching estate on any particular given day of the week. And the consequence of that is that we feel that we don't have enough room when actually we do have lots of available space across the campus. It's simply that we're not using the full extent of the day, or we're not using the full extent of the available space.
Following the challenges faced in the 2022 to 23 session, last year the university launched a dedicated timetabling project consisting of 2 work streams. We were successful in meeting our objectives for the session. However, if we want to continue to improve our end-to-end timetabling processes and achieve our goal of efficient and flexible utilisation of the estate, this approach is not sustainable, and in response to your valuable feedback, we will be making some incremental changes to our approach to timetabling for academic year 2024 to 25.
Last year we made quite a lot of changes based on fairly extensive stakeholder engagement with colleagues in the schools and colleges. We met regularly. Emphasis was to try and make sure we held everything on campus. So everything was designed around maximising our use of the campus space. And we learned quite a lot about the details of the process and about things we might want to try and continue to adopt in the future. And of course, for this year, we want to build on that and try and make sure that we keep the lessons we learned the last time, change things that maybe didn't work the way we wanted them to, but continue with that stakeholder engagement. This year, we're really looking for people to engage with us again. Timetabling touches absolutely everybody it feels in the university. It impacts on students, impacts on so many different groups of staff, right the way across academic areas and obviously university services. So we really need everybody's input again and just help us understand the process from everybody's perspective and just keep building on that previous success and previous learning from things we didn't quite get right. It's so important, it makes such a difference to the student experience and the staff experience, so we're really just looking for that interaction, input, and to help us shape how we approach things for the coming year.
This year our focus moves to Workstream 2 and our multi-year project, the goal of which is to achieve the efficient and flexible utilisation of the teaching estate. This includes a move towards controlled change and allowing required changes where we can pre-rooming. As we increase the amount of change, our primary focus will be to foster close working relationships that facilitate right first-time processing.
As we move away from minimum change, it is really important that we work together on this and we make sure that when we put data into the system, we get it right first time. History has told us that we see a lot of change in the timetabling system at the very end. And it's that change that usually causes us the majority of problems. So we want to avoid that. So it really is important we get it right first time. And I also just want to stress that in bringing forward changes, think them through really carefully. Don't bring something forward that you later might have to change. Don't bring something forward that you're not sure about. Bring things through that we can rely on so that we can build the right timetable. We really want strong engagement with this. What last year showed was that we got a really beneficial outcome when all parties engage strongly with it, and it really is about team working. Timetabling fundamentally is about team working, and we want to try as we go forward to build more and more of that team working into the process.